Who is that?
I decided to cover one of the most haunted castles in Scotland.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to be talking about Glamis Castle today. This is all free sound. We didn't pay for any of that.
They know.
And when the castle servants woke up the next morning, he was found frozen solid, dead in the same spot.
Oh my god.
That's like the little match girl.
But the Earl refused to stop playing, claiming he'd be playing cards until doomsday or with the devil himself. And the devil obliged. She's seen as kneeling in prayer, shimmering, and having a peaceful aura. My final story isn't as paranormal as it is horrific.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coast Files, your podcast for ocean mysteries and true crime. I'm Chantel.
I'm Lindsay.
And I'm sad, Meg.
We're all sad. We're in mourning. We're wearing black. Our Blue Jays did not win the World Series.
They did not. They were
and
robbed.
It was
So close.
really heartbreaking. I know.
It was an amazing series, though.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't deny.
We almost had our Joe Carter moment. It was so close. Clement almost pulled a Joe Carter moment. And
whatever his name is.
You could see his face was so sad when he didn't get that. He was just kind of like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, like I can't, as sad as we are today, I know the guys on the team feel so much worse. But we should be proud because, like, against some of those players and on the Dodgers, you know, we have the most like highly paid player, and our pitcher was brand new. Oh my God.
Well, let's change gears.
So yeah,
and get a little bit more sad, but different. Different sad.
Different sad.
Different sad. More like different sad. Okay, so let me adjust the size because I need glasses.
You're never ready. You don't start with that.
I had it. You want to hear my story or not? It's really cool.
I do.
Okay. So. I know that we're recording when Halloween has just ended, and this will come out a little bit later. But I have said that I want November to be my spooky month, round 2. I think even in the group chat, Lindsay or Chantel, one of you mentioned that today. Like, keep that spooky energy going, and I plan on it. So since I wasn't ready to let October go in that frame of mind, I decided to cover one of the most haunted castles in Scotland.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to be talking about Glamis Castle today.
Is this part of our girls' trip for 40th birthday?
Funny you should say that. That's like in the next paragraph. So please enjoy photo 1 and photo 2. Photo 2 may have like a fake spooky sky, but I still liked it.
It doesn't matter. I don't know if that's fake or it's probably they're playing with the colors. It's a real sky, but they played with the colors. Yeah.
Right, because the whole thing looks darker. Maybe it was a cloudy, spooky day. Maybe they edited the background. Either way, I thought it kind of showed how beautiful the castle can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get into it a little bit. So this beautiful castle has over 650 years of history. So I'm going to cover some highlights before we get into paranormal territory. And just enjoy these beautiful photos as I do that.
I love how old everything is in Europe.
Well, this is even like technically a young castle. And you'll find out. But yes, there are definitely older physical structures. This one is like still new. But by our standards in Canada, it's still like... It's old. So Glamis Castle is located just outside the village of Glamis in Angus, Scotland.
Checks out.
And I was confused because I'm like, well, if Glamis is the village, then how is it in Angus? So Angus is one of the local government council areas similar to a province. So if you think about Angus is like the zone, and then Glamis is a village in Angus. Do
they call them provinces there?
No, I think they call it, council areas, government.
Okay,
but the way province state, that's how it's divided.
Yeah. I was just wondering because I know that like New Zealand calls them provinces, Australia calls them states, so I just wasn't sure if they like went along with all of that.
You know what? When we do our moon recap, I'm gonna also look into how
we recap everything
just about the moon,
everything we didn't know,
which is a lot.
Let's just stop asking each other so many questions, okay? Let's have a pre-list of questions that we've provided.
All questions have to be vetted by the presenter prior to the recording. So my next line is the castle is open to the public. Girls trip?
Yeah.
And the current home of the Earl of Strathmore and Kinghorn. I thought that was a cool title.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Glamis Castle has been in the family of the Lyons, spelled Lyon, since the 14th century. Well, that's old.
So that's the 1300s.
Yes. So,
Yes.
because I switched back and forth because honestly, I just need to.
I know. We know it's not the right thing, like the right century that's lining up,
But I think for the majority of people, to have the actual year, like, written down is helpful. So, since the 13th century, it's been in the family, but the current structure, so the castle you saw, was only built in the 1600s or the 17th century.
That's
yes.
right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
See how long it took me to figure that out? This was the childhood home of the Queen Mother, who was mother to the late Queen Elizabeth II. So I thought that was kind of cool. And birthplace to Princess Margaret, which we have a hospital here called Princess Margaret. Now, this isn't super important, but I like beautiful things. And this is one of the prettiest flowers I've ever seen, and it's named after the castle. So go to photos 3 and 4. This is called the Rosa Glamis Castle Rose. Well, Rosa is Latin for whatever. And it's a variety created by and named by English rose grower David Austin.
It is really pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I would put those in my floral arrangements.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a peony, which is why I think I like it.
Is this like a bush or are they stemmed?
Well, rose bushes, so then you cut them into
okay, so I did hear bush. I wasn't sure if that's what I heard you say or not.
I don't think I said the word bush, but it is
okay.
that.
They do look like peonies.
Right?
To me.
And
which is my favorite flower.
I couldn't find a lot of varieties in color, so I have like and we'll post these. Like again, they're not integral to the story. I thought they were really, really pretty. It's like kind of like a creamy orange white and then like a soft pink, but I could only really find those 2 variations. But I love these flowers. Anywho, so that's
I have a question.
Yeah.
Not related to this at all, but sort of. Do all roses grow on bushes?
Yes.
Or do some
no,
even stemmed, long stemmed roses?
That's how they
grow on bushes?
Yeah, then they are clipped and then
they're all in a bush?
Did you think it grew from the ground like, straight up?
Like a
tulip.
Picture.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Like other flowers that grow up like that.
So.
I didn't realize that all roses grew on bushes. Now, I knew there were rose bushes, but I didn't realize that all,
and there's
definitely
there's
roses.
like a bajillion types of roses too. So I can understand why you'd be like, well, a rose bush that I am used to does not look anything like when I get 12 long stem roses.
No, like rose bushes look like these kind. Like we used to have a big rose bush near where I lived in Clayton Park, and they looked like this. So,
but it looks like they are like they do have pretty long stems on each one. Like that's in the second set of photos, the top one. You can
also these roses like were a hybrid, like they were created by someone. So you have to assume that the classic long stemmed rose were created and bred to be extra long in the stem. So I'm sure that they grow on bushes, but the way they're grown is probably to enhance that, because then that's the whole look, right? It's like a foot and a half of stem and then the thing on top.
All right, in the moon, I'm going to talk about the anatomy of a rose
bush. We have
a
lot to cover. This is going to be a weird episode. Wait, should that be one of our mini episodes?
Oh, yeah.
We'll figure that out later.
Okay. I was growing a little mini rose bush in my window, and it was thriving, but like
killed it.
Too many bugs.
Oh.
There was a lot of bugs, and I'm like, eventually I kind of I let it go. But it was just too many. I was trying to like spray it with stuff and like
you can get these little things that they're little like green plastic stickums and then a little like fly paper that goes on it and they will stick to the. Did that make any sense what I just described? It's like
sort of. I'll have to look into that because I would like to grow them again. I loved a little rose bush.
But the little like micro flies that then disappear, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
They were like covering it.
So that was our garden
strangling.
That was our little garden break, and now we're back into it. So in the year 1034, like
just
cavemen,
a few years ago.
Yeah, cavemen.
Malcolm II was murdered on the property, which at the time was a royal hunting lodge, because like we're rich over here, so lodge.
Right, lodge.
The title Lord Glamis was created for Sir Patrick Lyon in 1445. And this part can be a little bit confusing. So if I need to make a family tree and post it, I will. So John Lyon, 6th Lord Glamis, married Janet Douglas. She was the daughter of Master of Angus, which if you recall is like the zone, like the province.
Right. Okay.
So at this time, it was the early 1500s. King James V of Scotland was beefing with the Douglases. So that's like Janet's, lineage. And King James was like, hate your family. So in December of 1528, Janet was accused of treason for bringing opposing supporters into her inner circle and kind of like inviting them to Edinburgh. And then she was also charged with poisoning her husband in September. And King James V also had her accused of witchcraft on top of this. He really
of
just,
course.
Wow.
And I'll get into her a little more later.
What didn't she do?
He was like, I will throw anything at her and see what sticks.
Another thing. Yeah, basically. But when it's the king, and this is in the 1500s, it's like whatever he says
Wait,
goes.
I thought you said it was in 1034.
No, I'm giving you
but
like
she's
little
flashed
tidbits.
to the
Remember,
okay.
like I pulled a Lindsay. We're gonna flash forward to the future, but not this future.
Okay,
The
not too
hour
far.
past.
I got it.
I fully followed it. So that seems to make sense.
So we left where she was accused of witchcraft, and she was legit burned at the stake in Edinburgh on July 17th, 1537.
Damn.
So he like freaking went ham. At that point, King James then seized Glamis Castle, and he lived there for a time, which is like, ugh, that's not your house.
So
Kills
he's
this
just like
woman,
mine?
and then while he's there, he happens to see the castle. It's
So,
like,
I mean, like these
that.
castles have been around like for a
I like
while in the
this.
land.
I like
So he was like, yeah, maybe I hate you and your family. Also, your castle's super dope. So now how can I get two birds stoned at once?
Yes.
Wait, was she the only living survivor at the time? Because that's what they were doing.
She just married into the house. So he was just like, I just hate you. And then then her husband was already dead, remember?
Okay,
Yeah, so she
it was going to
she
be up
had
for
the property.
grabs.
Oh,
if she's
No,
gone.
because remember that's a lot of the reasons why they were burning women as
yeah.
witches back then is because
Property.
they owned property that they wanted and they had no way of getting it because they now legally owned it.
I'm not even sure if it mentioned if she has kids or not. But either way, he was like, if she's out of the way.
Yeah, so they started just being like, she's a witch, she's a witch, she's a witch, everyone's a witch.
Yeah.
Which
That's
witch?
a nice house, witch.
Yeah. You're the only one that lives there, eh, witch?
Yeah.
Not a nice guy, I'm guessing.
No.
In 1603, William Shakespeare was writing his play Macbeth. Ever
Sounds
heard of it?
familiar.
Yeah. King Macbeth in the play resides at Glamis Castle, which like I don't remember that at all. I read it one time in high school, and I'm like, out damn spot.
remember-
That's all I remember.
Nothing.
I
of
remember
Shakespeare.
he wrote a play named Macbeth.
Yeah.
Which now we're talking about full circle. So
Othello, I actually remember a bit more.
I also don't
Me
think I
too.
remember.
Yeah.
So anywho, in the play, Macbeth lives in Glamis Castle. The real Macbeth, like there was a real Macbeth, existed, but there's no connection. So just in the play, he was like, "Ooh, cool. Let me, put these things together." And we're gonna flash forward some more. In 1900, Lady Elizabeth Bowes.
1900.
Well, what did I say?
1900.
That's like 7 o'clock. In 1900, Lady Elizabeth Bowes Lyon was born and grew up at the castle. And part of her time here, the castle was converted into a military hospital, and that was during World War I. So that's just a brief, because there was so much more. I'm like, we just frankly don't have the time to get into everything. Also, is it super interesting? Not really. Now this also
it's beautiful.
It
The
depends how you
castle
ask.
itself.
Right. Depends. If you talk to a historian, they're going to smack me. One more little baby cool thing. From 1987 to 2017, the castle adorned the £10 note issued by the Royal Bank of Scotland. And that's picture 5.
Oh.
So it's like,
very cool.
it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And their currency looks a little reminiscent of ours in Canada.
It does. I mean, which makes sense because we're all like cousins and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. Now on to the ghosts and ghouls of Glamis. This is all free sound. We didn't pay for any of that.
They know.
That's
They're
actually
well
the
aware.
that's a real ghost coming through right now. So
Well, listen, don't jinx it. We have so many ghost problems on this podcast. Okay, so
That's
I
true.
think I have 4. Do I have 4? I have 4. Okay, first one, the young page boy. The story goes that there was a young boy working in the castle who was often scolded for his mischief and frequent transgressions. I love the word transgression. I use it all the time. Is it also in the Lord's Prayer?
Forgive us our sins.
Trespass against
trespasses.
Yeah.
But like same vibe. But transgressions, I love that word. His punishment was often to sit outside on a stone seat to think about his actions. One night, after such a scolding,
Chantal... gonna get hemorrhoids.
Poor kid. So one night after such a scolding, he was ordered to sit outside in the frigid cold to be punished. As the staff retired to bed one by one, the boy remained glued to his spot, obeying his orders and fearful of being punished even further should he have left. It seems that he was forgotten about, and when the castle servants woke up the next morning, he was found frozen solid, dead in the same spot.
Oh my God.
That's like the little match girl.
It's said to this day he haunts the castle, especially the Queen Mother's bedroom. He's often felt but not seen by tripping unsuspecting people entering the room. So even in death, he's like,
that's his revenge.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you, forget about me.
I mean,
yeah, right.
They caused his death, and the thing he can think of is I'm going to trip people a little bit. Like that's sad.
Oh,
and again, these are all myths, right? And like people weren't keeping records of like indentured servants, so
I don't care. It's all real.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, considering how people were treated back in the day, I would believe this story.
Not good. Honestly, especially children and women. Like kids were literally sold to castles like this, which is likely what happened to him.
Right.
So my next story is the okay, so you may have heard this one before because it sounded kind of familiar. So one of the many lords of Glamis, there was Earl Beardie, or Beardie, and that's a nickname. So his real name is not Beardie, but he was called Earl Beardie. I don't know. He was playing cards late into the night, sometime in the 15th century, and the true identity of Earl Beardie is not known, although it's thought to be either Alexander Lindsay, 4th Earl of Crewford, who died in 1453, or Alexander Lyon, 2nd Lord of Glamis, who died in 1486. So maybe he had a really awesome beard.
I vote for the Lindsay one.
Obviously you would. Isn't it? And it's spelled correctly. So,
love that.
So as this Earl played his card game, the hour quickly approached the Sabbath, which I'm guessing is a big no-no for cards. I didn't know you weren't allowed to play on a Sunday, but that's kind of how the story goes. His companion left because, oh my gosh, you can't play on the Lord's Day. But
obviously not.
But the Earl refused to stop playing, claiming he'd be playing cards until doomsday or with the devil himself. And the devil obliged.
Oh.
In disguise, the devil appeared as a man and asked to join the game. Always the trickster, the devil convinced Earl Beardie to bet his soul, which he then lost.
Of course,
because
it's the devil.
And it's also a man. And it's also a gambler.
What did he gain from this bet?
Well, I guess in that moment, he didn't really think anything of it. But after he died, again, either if it was one of those people, either in 56 or 53, he is now, his spirit is now compelled to play cards at the castle every night until doomsday. Like we've already had like 100 doomsdays.
Yeah, so maybe he's off the hook by now.
Maybe it's used.
Does it have to be a real one or like just one that people think is?
I'm assuming a real one. So like stay tuned for whatever that happens.
Okay.
The sound.
Can you go and play cards with him? Do people like actually see him playing cards?
Well, I know that you can. Like I said, it's open for visitors. I don't know if you can spend the night there anymore, but imagine if they were to be a little tongue in cheek and have like a poker tournament there.
I'd play even though I don't play poker or know what I'm doing.
Yeah, just don't bet your soul. Then
like that's the only thing you have to do. Like bet money, bet chips, bet the deed to your house. Just don't bet your soul.
Clothes. It's fine. Just not.
That's a different kind of poker.
Yeah.
It's literally called strip poker. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, it's just that simple. The sounds of swearing and cursing can be heard in the halls, which is kind of like I kind of find that funny. I'm sure it's scary, but like in this context where I feel safe, it sounds funny. And visitors have reported seeing the figures and shapes of a man leaning over them when they are in bed, staring with an evil look.
Oh,
so I hate that.
Okay.
So like he goes anywhere he wants in the castle?
It doesn't sound like he's
He's not like confined to like the game room.
No.
Okay.
And like that little page boy hangs out one spot. And this castle is massive. So when it's very vague, like as all ghost hauntings are, it doesn't say like in this hallway. This used to be the game room. This is where he stays. And now that people, I think, don't spend the night there much, I don't know if he has as much energy, but I guess people used to. And I don't know if I said, I think I did, but like someone does live there. Like it is their home. And then
there would have to be a caretaker at the very
but
least.
it's still like a person of like nobility. It's not the same as what it was, but like someone in the family still lives there. I think there's also a castle somewhere in England. Somewhere in England. There's a million castles, but there's like someone in the royal family that has a home, and part of it's open all the time for visitors, kind of like the White House. Like you live in it.
This reminds me of this cheesy Christmas movie that came out on Netflix with Brooke Shields called A Castle for Christmas.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I saw that last year.
And it has
and Wesley from The Princess
As
Bride.
You Wish.
Yes.
Carrie
whoever. And he owns the castle, but it's actually, well, I won't get into any spoilers, but part of it is for tourism.
I liked the movie. Did I think that they had believable chemistry? No. But I like
the acting.
It's
terrible?
not about that.
Yes.
It's about the Christmas magic and being in Scotland at Christmas.
It is a typical Hallmark movie. Wasn't there like 2 Scotland ones that came out? One was with Brooke Shields and one was with
the girl from Mean Girls.
The redhead.
There was another one too. Then there's
with the girl
3.
from Mean Girls. Yeah.
Oh,
Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
What? Lindsay Lohan?
You couldn't remember Lindsay?
No, but
I couldn't remember Lindsay Lohan. No.
The other girl, Lacey, whatever her name is, she's in
everything. She was in one too.
Okay.
She's in a different. There's 3.
Oh, yeah, she's in a lot of like Hallmark.
Yes,
Hallmark.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Which will be on the rotation after Spooky November is over.
Scottish.
Yes.
Sorry.
November.
You can leave all this
after November 11th. We can start to watch all our.
There's one called
Hallmark
Christmas
movies.
Irish Wish. Is that what you mean?
That's the one.
Yes,
that's the Lindsay Lohan one.
Close. I mean,
it's not
Scotland.
not Scottish, Irish.
Right.
No,
and
sorry,
like Steph Curry's
also
wife is
James
in it.
Seymour is in that. Like, holy shit, that's pretty cool.
It was actually pretty good. I really liked it.
Yeah, I enjoed it too.
Wait, is that the same one where Lindsay Lohan loses her memory, or is that a different one?
That one's so cute. That
one's
one.
cute. I love that one too.
Is that the one? Who's in that one?
It's right there. I could look it up.
So it's one where she goes to meet like her boyfriend's new
and they go skiing, and then she falls off
and
the
then
cliff
she
and
realizes
loses her memory.
But it's actually so cute, and she saves the inn. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
her new fiance's new girlfriend is dating, or his sister is like dating or something. Her ex.
Okay,
or
this
something.
has
something. Yes. They come. Oh no, that's a different one. That's a different one where
leave all of this in.
I'm sorry, people.
Falling for Christmas is the one that she was in 2022.
Okay, and what's the one where the person's dating her ex? Oh my God. That's not a Christmas movie though, is it? Is it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
What?
Oh my gosh, she was in so many Christmas movies recently.
She's been like back in her game recently.
Good for her.
I'm so happy for her.
I like it.
Good for her.
Oh, there's one called Our Little Secret. That has to be it.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, and that is the guy from Pretty Little Liars, the really disgusting teacher who is like, "Hey, hold up, let me date this dude."
I'm gonna date a 16-year-old.
Okay.
And everyone's perfectly okay with this.
It's not even a big deal.
She needs to have a new movie this year. It's just,
well, that was our brief Lindsay Lohan and or Christmas and or Scotland Ireland movie break.
There we go.
Okay. And now we're back.
Write that down.
Paranormal.
Yeah, so hopefully you made notes of all of those things. And now we're going to gently get back to this spooky castle, which I mean, we have plans to go to Scotland one day, like obviously for our 40th.
Not one day.
At 40.
But I mean, like when
2028.
But when exactly we have it narrowed down, I think that November could be a cool time. It'll be an actual cool time. Cold.
We'll see what's going to be like cool, but not cold, because we know me.
We don't want to be actually freezing. Like,
but
in
the
castle.
vibes, you guys.
No.
Hey,
the vibes can still be cool in the cool and not the cold. Okay.
Yeah. Don't you want to be like that little page boy ghost who
I
literally
don't want to be cold. What are you not hearing?
I'm not sure if you're going to like Scotland in general. I think Scotland is mostly cold.
We're going to have to go in July.
You know what? It's still going to be spooky in July.
It's going to still be sweater weather.
We'll find a rainy week. Sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. Okay. Sorry, guys. Again.
What kind of haunted castle would be complete if there wasn't a lady in white?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lady in white
is dancing with me. Right? Is that the word?
I don't know.
Fun fact, June, July, and August in Scotland are the warmest with an average temperature of 17 degrees Celsius or 63 degrees Fahrenheit.
Are you kidding?
That is weather that Megan could be okay with.
Yes, but like, are you actually kidding? Is that how warm it gets?
On the positive, the coldest months only average 6 degrees Celsius or 43 Fahrenheit. So that's not terrible.
That's not so bad.
Right.
I think, is it because
it's just generally a little cool?
Is it surrounded by the ocean, so it never gets super cold? Like Ontario gets freaking negative 40 degrees.
Yeah,
because I don't remember growing up feeling as cold back home as it was like the
no. It's different. Yeah, we had a lot of snow, but we would be like, yeah, it's like minus 20 something maximum. Here it's like minus 35. Your face hurts.
You go outside, you'll die. Long story short,
you breathe in and your lungs hurt.
we're gonna figure out the best time to go. We will be going, and it will be when most of us have turned 40, if not all of us. But we are definitely going. Yeah, and it'll be a good quality trip time wise, because like if we're gonna go all the way, it won't be like a 4-night. Like it'll be
we're gonna go for a week. I think a week is
at least like 8 days
at least.
Okay. Glad we're all on the same page. And then we actually have to really get those night dresses, the white.
Yes.
Maybe find a graveyard, walk through it. I don't know. Okay. So Glamis Castle is home to a peaceful specter of the Lady in White. She's sometimes described as gray, but I just think for story, we'll just refer to her as Lady in White. This ghost, I would imagine. Like, if it's gray, maybe because she was standing in front of a dark background and you thought she was gray, but she's actually...
Or she was like, maybe she's like not stark white, it's like off-white, and she was near a white wall, and they're like, oh, I can still kind of compare
it to the eggshell. This ghost is thought to be Janet Douglas, who I mentioned at the top of the episode, who was charged with treason, murder, and witchcraft, and sentenced to burn at the stake. So that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that would make my soul a little restless.
I'd be a little bit TO'd.
Even if I did all those things, I'd still be mad if I got caught.
And let's just be real. We likely would be charged as witches back then.
Back then? Yeah.
And now even. Please enjoy photo 6, which is a painting. Apparently she's supposed to represent Janet Douglas. I mean, how would I know? She looks pale, so I see where the Lady in White comes from.
Yeah.
More like just
I mean, she lives in Scotland, and we just got their daily high temperature for summer.
Wow, it's 17. I surely will perish. But said with a Scottish accent. History has described her as beautiful, smart, and even popular, which likely just further fueled the hate of King James V. And as mentioned, he not only hated her, but the Douglas clan. So when Janet's influence seemed to be growing, getting very strong, he set his sights on destroying her. And then Chantel illuminated me to the fact that it was also because like he maybe wanted her land and castle. Which
if he literally moved in afterwards, that's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, is that probably is all it had to do with
being a king and be like, my castle's not as cool as that other one, so I'm just gonna like.
Also, like, I'm jealous of this woman because people like her.
Yeah, but she's actually pretty and
oh god,
she's all the things I want.
Her hair is nicer than my hair, and I'm super jealous now.
I just, God.
So her spirit, this is actually kind of sweet. Her spirit is seen most times in a beautiful small chapel on the grounds. She's seen as kneeling in prayer, shimmering, and having a peaceful aura. So I like all of this.
Okay, maybe she's in good
this painting kind of this painting kind of makes her look like she has an aura.
Yeah, it does. So I mean, so I kind of like that. She often melts into nothingness after a few moments. That's how it was. I kind of liked that, so I kept it in word for word. Melts into nothingness. This chapel has seating for 46 people, and it's still used, by the way, today. One seat is always reserved for this white lady. The chapel is consistently used for functions to this day, and no one is permitted to sit in that seat.
So the chapel is attached to the castle? Or
on the grounds. I don't know if there's a pathway. Okay. Actually, what was that that TV show, The Haunted of Bly Manor? Remember there was a chapel like on the property? So
I love those series.
He's so good.
Yeah, they're really
He's so good.
I like to watch Midnight Mass at least once a year.
Midnight Mass was good.
And then I
that's
sing.
the only one I haven't watched.
You need to watch that
Lindsay.
one.
Okay,
Lindsay,
I'm
it's
gonna
so
watch it.
good.
Okay.
It's so good.
And it's not
Okay.
even a slow burn. It's like building story. Every episode is building.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was planning on watching. I think I don't know.
Life,
but
kids.
yeah, life things.
And it only kind of
Sports.
gets scary towards the end. So if Eric is into like a good story, I don't think it would freak him out too much. It does definitely get creepy later.
He watched Sleepy Hollow with me this week, which is an oldie but a goodie.
I love that movie.
I got Vadim to watch that like 2 years. I think it was 2 seasons ago. Yeah,
because he'll watch some things. So
Fair, and this is how you figure out like where his comfort zone is. We watched Sleepy Hollow for his first time, also I think like 2 years ago, and he was like, "I'm surprised by how much I like that." I'm like, "Oh, that's very popular. Like everyone likes it."
and I'm getting Vadim to watch Weapons right now. We have like 20 minutes left of the movie because we can't watch a movie in one sitting.
You guys
but
started
anyways.
this movie so long ago.
Well, to be fair, we do go to bed normally pretty early. Like we're in bed by like 10 so we can read and then fall asleep.
By
so
10, that
it
sounds
kind of
so
happens
nice.
like by the time we're eating dinner and then we're sitting down, we're like, let's focus on this. Like we don't have a lot of time to watch it all in one sitting.
Yeah.
But he was like okay with it so far. There was one part that I scared him because I screamed so loud.
I've done that too.
He was like, ah, baby, you scared me.
It's good. I don't know.
Sorry. I was like,
good movie.
I didn't expect that.
Gonna write my list down for later.
Lindsay's like, I gotta add some things to my list now.
So be like
My
Lindsay.
to-dos.
Take note.
Yeah.
Take notes. Literally take notes.
And we don't even remember what we say half the time. So if we say something in that moment, write it down. We don't remember. We talk a
He's
lot.
reminded us of all the things we said we were gonna go back on.
Also,
Okay.
We've forgotten.
we had mentioned about a book club that is still happening. I think I had promised it like December. I'll have something available. So like if you have a book that maybe we mentioned or maybe you read about one of our topics or just one that you like let me know and we'll have this big book club going.
Guys, I have started Slewfoot. And
Oh.
everybody needs to read it. It's Megan's
Okay.
suggestion.
I told you,
I
so good.
love Brom. Brom does a book called The Child Thief or A Child Thief? The Child Thief, I think it is.
This one.
And it's basically his take on Peter Pan. And it's so good and it's so creepy. Like think of how he's
dark as shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's all dark. Yeah. Like it's real dark. Like he's like stealing children who are like coming from really bad homes, some of them living on the street like that, being like, come with me, I have this better land to live. And then he takes them to Never Neverland.
Like that's
No, but then he takes them to Never Neverland, and Never Neverland is like in a war right now. And so he's basically recruiting soldiers, and some of them are gonna die.
Okay, say no more.
Yeah. It's so good. Anyways,
Lindsay,
so
can
now
you
we're
also
reading
write that down?
Slewfoot.
Yes.
And Slewfoot is so good. I can't put it down.
It's also perfect for this October, November spooky
Oh, it is.
time.
Okay.
And
I will
even
make
with,
sure.
like-
I think I put it on hold at the library, but it might.
Well, that's the story of my
My
life.
turn.
Like Lindsay and I were texting, like this is like, God, last year. It took me so long to get started on Devil in the White City. Not because it's not good, but because I have like 18 books I'm trying to juggle. So as soon as I started it, I was just like, my God. And then of course I had to borrow it because I ran out of time. But read that book too. Yes.
This was
One more thing. Based on Peter Pan, if you're not watching the new Alien Earth show, you need to watch it.
Oh, yes.
And
that's
there's
on our list.
and
too.
there's a big Peter Pan
There's so many things.
symbolism thing. God, it's
Okay.
such a good show.
Okay. Good to know. I
Okay.
need to get on that one. Okay. Sorry for our 17th tangent of the day.
It's okay. You know what? And I have my last big story. So the timing was great. So this is gonna not be like an hour and a half episode. Okay, so this one has a little bit of a like trigger warning, sort of. So my final story isn't as paranormal as it is horrific, if it's true. So before I get into it, I want to be clear that some of the phrasing is not something that I'm personally comfortable with or agree with, but it's the most common description of this tale, and it's just the common vernacular that was used in like the sources that I had. When I use this phrase or any phrase that is similar, it's not reflective of me personally, of the other people on this podcast, how we have our values set or beliefs. Just want to be clear because it's pretty.
These are not
cool.
your words.
I'm just retelling the information that's on the internet, which is always a scary thing.
You're just the conduit.
Right.
Conduit?
I'm just the messenger. So this is the story of the Monster of Glamis. Does it sound familiar to either of you?
No.
Okay. It's like
Is it Frankenstein?
No, it's incredibly sad.
Oh,
So,
okay.
purportedly, a severely deformed child was born into a royal line who was then hidden away from the world and made out to have died as a newborn in order to save the family from the disgrace of a deformed child.
Oh, is this like the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Not quite as grand as that, but kind of.
Mm.
Baby Thomas Lyon Bowes, or Bowes, it's Bowes. Bowes?
Bowe. Yeah,
I
Bowe.
think it's
Bowe.
Bose.
So he was born and supposedly died on October 21st, 1821. So like not even like an incredibly long time ago. He was the first child of Lord Glamis, also named Thomas Lyon Bowes or Bowes, we don't know, and mother Charlotte Lyon Bowes. These are the great-grandparents of the Queen Mother, Elizabeth I. Just to put into context who these people are. Like, they really existed.
Great-grandparents.
So
Okay.
this
Yeah.
part's not a myth. Like, these are all real people. And this baby, Thomas, was born and died on the same day. Or it's hard to tell for sure, but if not on the same day, he died a newborn. So it was
Okay.
within a couple days. Many years later, because again, 1821 is when this baby was born and died. So many years later, the rumors began that in fact, baby Thomas did not die, but was born with such deformity that his parents kept him locked away in rooms that had been bricked up from the outside.
No.
The rumors gained traction and then were claimed to be confirmed because there was no grave for baby Thomas. And there is evidence that this was actually a very common practice back then. Individual children who would have died in infancy would not have a gravestone because the mortality rate was quite high. It just wouldn't be very like effective to always have a gravestone. So, I mean, I don't spend a lot of time in graveyards, a lot less than I would like. But sometimes you will come across like a family plot in a graveyard.
They always make me so sad.
I know. And there'll be like one stone that will say like the 5 children that died over the course of the parent's life. So so it's hard, you know, people can say, oh, there's no gravestones, like, but that was actually kind of common to not have a gravestone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but if they're royalty, they might.
But I mean, God, in Scotland, who's not of nobility? So I think it was still so like
everyone has a castle. Right?
Having a massive grave was only reserved for the adults and even more likely the parents, and then children would have smaller.
And maybe
ones.
it's something that would have got added on later, like you said, where it's like, okay, now that this person's died, they're going to add on all of the
you know
other
what?
people
We've
who are
had
here as
enough
well.
kids pass away. We can probably justify getting a stone.
Maybe,
Like,
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
the things that they had to think about for it to make sense is really incredibly sad. So the story goes that Thomas was the rightful heir to the castle and fortune, but he was, quote, such a monster that he was to be kept out of sight. So again, these are not things that I would ever describe a child who, even if they were born looking a little different, like that's horrendous.
Yeah. And a lot of times it was their family's fault from inbreeding.
Well, we
and...
talked about the Habsburg
jaw.
Yeah.
We love that chin. We love talking about that jaw. Yeah, jaw.
Yeah, we love talking about it. Do we love the chin?
We love it.
Yeah. One guest was visiting in 1870, and they only added to the tale, claiming that she saw bricked up rooms while staying at the castle for an extended stay.
Okay, how do you see bricked up rooms though, if they're bricked up?
In my mind's eye, it's like because I mean, this was a thing. If you've ever watched Pride and Prejudice, you know, you visit someone's house and you're there for like a month because that's just, you know, no one works.
Well, yeah, you didn't take all
But
that
you
trek
still
to
have to go in and like feed him.
Oh, fair, yeah.
But I don't know. They don't ever really say he was kept alive. It was almost like they just put him in there, and it was very much like this out of sight, out of mind. They bricked up the wall and then just left him.
Maybe he's eating rats.
So that is something that I read. I didn't put that in because I'm like, there's like none of this is substantiated.
No.
But I'm imagining that if she said this is true, there could have been like a room that was like blocked off, boarded up. But but the term bricked up is used all the time.
Sure, but there can be plenty of reasons why that might have happened, though. Like maybe
Perhaps
there's something
it's
in
the
the room
west-
they couldn't fix.
Maybe it's the West Wing, and there's an enchanted rose, and if you touch it, then the spell is broken. I don't know.
Exactly.
Although disease were so like prevalent then, like they could have just let him out, and you know the environment might have.
Just let nature take its course.
I'm just saying, kids didn't always live until adulthood anyway. Like you're hiding your child, like
might as well just see what happens.
He might have I don't mean that in a bad way, but like,
No, I know.
I'm just like, what is your goal? You're just gonna starve? Like what?
Yeah.
Like,
I know. It's so that's
I mean,
the forethought is
well,
not there, that's for sure.
and he's in the castle, like
this is what they
grounds,
say,
like,
which again just continues to lead to like, is this true? Like, does it even make sense?
Although I did hear this, it was like they found this child and they determined that his parents, in order to protect him, might have
exactly
kept
what
him
you're gonna
inside, right? And by keeping him inside, they actually deprived him of vitamin D, and he died probably
Oh
from
my
that.
God.
And they also
Yeah.
fed
So-
him a really rich diet, and he was
right,
like,
thinking
he was,
they're
like,
doing
mostly
the
fat.
best probably for him. Like he was probably a loved child, but
Too
in
loved.
doing so, they
Let your kids run
actually
around
killed
outside and
him.
scrape their knee.
Right.
It's for their benefit.
Let them lick things. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're gonna lick it. Let
They're
them lick
gonna
it
be fine.
and get their
Do you know how many things I
antibodies.
put in my mouth like as a kid? Like it's just
This podcast is explicit, but like still.
I used to keep rocks in my mouth, okay? I don't know. That's where I stored
What?
them as a
That's
child.
not good for your teeth.
Probably not. My mom used to.
I'm sorry, did you want a
whenever
rock?
we'd-
Yeah, 1 second.
Oh, look at my
just like
mouth rock.
like a chipmunk, like just hiding them in my cheeks.
I wouldn't.
No, my mom used to, whenever we went camping, it was like the first thing I did was just start putting rocks in my mouth, and my mom would have to be like, spit them
And
out.
that's why
gosh.
girls' clothes need to have pockets.
As a parent now, that's like just gives me nightmares just thinking about it. So
Lindsay, they're
And then
doing
she said-
it when you're at school or when they're at
I
school.
remember she was saying like I would spit out like I would spit out like 10 rocks, and then later she would find me and I still had another rock in my mouth. Like I don't know.
Gosh.
I don't know.
I
Guys.
need to call your mom after this recording and apologize to her
We have
for
questions.
the torment.
It's gonna get a little more weird now. Not as weird as
Okay.
rocks in the mouth. Now, secondhand accounts claim that the midwife told them. It's one of those like, well, she told that person who told me, and then I,
And she's a witch.
well, she's a midwife, and again, yes,
Might
probably.
as well been.
So apparently, the midwife, who again is unnamed, delivered the baby, described him as half man, half frog, but otherwise in good health.
Okay.
Half man, half bear.
So it
half
sounds
pig.
like his
Man, bear,
legs
pig.
might have been deformed, or maybe he had a really
Yeah.
bad bow leg or something.
Or
like
maybe he
that.
did have maybe he had webbed toes
Maybe.
and bow legs. Because
Yeah.
probably just webbed toes alone, they wouldn't have
And-
locked him up, I hope.
And really chubby cheeks. And it was like, this is giving frog.
Yeah.
So other than looking like half a frog to her fake words, because again, that's a way to just to what's that word?
Verify.
Verify. I was
Verify.
like, it's not justify.
Right.
She said that he like looked good, and then she left the castle, and then she found it very suspicious that only the very next day they claimed that he died. So she's thinking, I bet it's because he looked like a frog that he was killed.
So you don't think that maybe the child would have died because clearly there was some sort of issue in the development of the baby?
But
Like
is
there is
that-
a possibility
But is
that
that
it
as
was
like drama filled? No.
Yeah.
No, of course not. Of course not. Listen, a half man, half frog can live, okay? I don't know why they would have.
Loves bath time. It's his favorite.
Yes.
There was another unconfirmed confirmation of hidden bricked up rooms. Yes.
I was going to say if he's.
What?
Never mind. I was going to say if he's half frog, does he start out half tadpole? Because, like, he's not, you know?
Can you imagine? I mean, frankly, I mean, all humans look kind of like
We all kind of
tadpoles.
look like a tadpole to start.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he came out part tadpole because technically frogs have to, like, mature to get their frog legs. So.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a midnight.
She's a midnight.
She's a midwife. So wouldn't she know?
She's a midnight wife.
That sounds hot.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm just a midnight wife. I don't even know where I was now.
Sorry.
Oh, okay, here we go. Now, this is something that I think we would definitely do when we go to Castle Glamis. Another unconfirmed confirmation of these hidden bricked up rooms is that one or more guests have used towels to test the myth. They hung towels out all of the available perimeter windows and then walked around the castle to see how many windows had no towels, of which there were many. So if you're in the castle and you go to every single room, every single window, put a
right.
towel out, then you go outside.
You can mark each one.
And then you see windows with no towels. That means that you didn't have access to that room.
Oh, got you,
thus
got you.
proving that there
Smart.
were hidden rooms that they could not access from inside the castle.
Yeah.
There could have been like stuff hidden in walls and stuff though, right? Like secret entrances.
It's a castle. Is that not half
Yeah,
of
but
the
if you
thing?
go from like kind of room to the next room, you think
like
Did
hidden
they have
covering all your
that?
bases.
Fair, but didn't they have that in like servants being able to access certain things, like basically through?
At Casa
Maybe
Loma,
back to
there's hidden
Yeah.
stairways, and like it's very, very common. Hidden's not even the right word. It's like well,
Mhm.
they were called like servant entrances and servant quarters, and it
Mhm.
was so they could go from the kitchen and laundry and all these rooms like
Mm.
workrooms to your
Mhm.
bedroom to the dining room without you
And
seeing
so
them
they
in the
could
hallway.
spy on you to hear what's going on, so
Well,
they
that's
can
what I
talk
would
about it
have
with
done.
everybody else later.
That's what I
Going
would
back
have
to
done for sure.
the picture of Glamis, like it's not like there's so many windows that
That
it
it
would
wouldn't.
be.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be very easy to
You
see.
could do this experiment,
Mm.
but some of them,
If they could just
there
let
are
us
different
get in
sizes,
there.
shapes.
Well, so
They
now
will, right? I don't know if they'll let us.
I mentioned the half frog element, and so like you
Yeah.
thought that was bizarre. It gets even crazier.
Mhm.
So my last little tidbit here is that there's another tale that compounds that idea that the child was born as a monster, and now they say that every generation of the lion family, the family will birth a monster or a vampire child, which then is
Ooh.
also added to a hidden room or hidden in the walls.
Okay.
Like,
Mm.
why did we have to? um, the truth is that while
Just
they're
stockpiling them.
just so many like weird skeletons of these poor children that are like half vampire, half frog. I don't know.
Mhm.
But the truth is that there is no proof that baby Thomas lived more than just a couple days. But there is an
Mhm.
undeniable uneasiness felt in some of these rooms, and there's likely a few spirits that still roam the halls. And that's the story of Glamis
Ooh.
Castle.
Did
Okay.
you know that the Queen Elizabeth actually had a couple cousins that were apparently shunned away from society from her Bell's Lion side? So,
What?
Oh.
So
it
it's
came up
all
in The
true.
Crown. That's how I found out about it. So it's the version I got. Obviously, it's The Crown, so it's not entirely like based in fact.
I'm
But
taking
I
that
guess
as
she had a
fact.
couple cousins who had mental issues. Like I don't know exactly what they had, but they weren't deemed like, I
Like
guess,
fit to be.
let's show them off type of thing. Like they
Mhm.
had severe developmental delays and stuff. So they were, I think, put into a home, but it like in the episodes, I don't know if this is true that like Queen Elizabeth thought they were dead, but really they were just pushed like
Wait,
away
okay,
into like
but
a
normally
nursing
you don't
home.
you're not going to notice that in a child till they get to be a little bit older. So were these like, babies that then
So
grew
let me
up, and then
just
at some point when they were children, they were like deemed to be unfit or whatever their phrase would be?
well, again, I heard it from like Crown, so it's real, but like the
So,
version I got,
I mean, this also
um,
sounds like the Kennedys and Rosemary
I
Kennedy.
was about to say,
there's a book called, there's a documentary called The Queen's Hidden Cousins. It's called.
oh.
Um, so they were just put in as an asylum, I think. Um, it's kind of like how like I think how like the Kennedys had a daughter that
Yeah, we
she
just
had
said that.
developmental delays. Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Um, and obviously tried to give her a lobotomy, and that was
just
just
fucking
terrible.
horrendous.
Um,
So I mean, that's kind of why
but
like this, this sounds kind of ridiculous that he would be like bricked up in a room and either left to die or like maybe fed through a
mhm,
hole in the wall. Who knows? But I feel like it probably came up because this does happen, at least back then, maybe not so much now. But that if you don't fit this like very particular mold, it's like, well then, ew, like what good are you to us? So then you're removed. It's
mhm.
quite disgusting. So I hope
Mhm.
that this is not true, but it sounds
Yeah.
like
Oh, in
even
this one
in
book, it
her
says that
family.
they were still part of the family, but it shows just, I'd have to look into it a little bit more,
Doesn't sound
but
like it if we're
it
shipped off
doesn't,
to an asylum.
yeah, I'll have to read about it a little bit more. But I think generally people were born with disabilities, especially back then, even like in the last 100 years,
Yeah.
they just weren't always treated very well. And
No.
families were not very open about having people in their families.
Well, especially if you're of royalty and you're supposed to be, you know, really good blood, and then you have something that look like a mark on your family history.
Better just to remove you altogether.
Better just to hide you and kind of pretend you don't exist.
It's just interesting. It was the same family where this is the story came up again.
I mean, don't you almost think that there has to be some lick of truth to some of these rumors? Rumors exist because there's something going on.
Well, they did say in your thing that then every family afterwards had somebody born with something.
They said a vampire child, but
okay, but just saying, it happened apparently.
So just switch out vampire with
regular developmental delays.
Yeah. Or maybe there is something where there's some kind of like genetic, you know, marker on someone's side, and maybe it's some kind of like facial deformity or like a limb deformity, and they're like, whoa, not on our watch. And then
I'm telling you, it was webbed toes, and they were just
hence the
freaked out.
So we will visit this castle one day soon, and we will do the towel test, and then we'll bring a spirit box, and we'll investigate, and we'll go visit beautiful Janet in the chapel and say, "Hey, girl,
hey,
if you're
don't take her seat."
Yes, we won't sit there. If you're not allowed everywhere in the castle, though, like, how can you then ever successfully do the towel test?
Because obviously we hide in a closet and spend the night.
Okay, I'm just wondering how these people did the towel test, but yeah.
Well, I imagine that was probably when they were welcomed in 200 years ago, and they're like, we're going to be sneaky. Like, I don't think it was like a modern day test. Also, just be fair, there's almost no way to verify any of this.
You're like, I got everything
unless we
from
get
Reddit,
in there and do the towel test.
Yeah, like it's
okay. We will let everybody
I looked up
know.
a little bit more quickly, and there was just controversy because some people said that like the queen didn't even know they were alive still, and some of her family like never even visited. But then other sources say that they did visit sometimes. But all in all, they were in an asylum for a large part of their lives.
That's sad.
Jesus.
Yeah,
and that's the real tragedy. Like we don't know if any of this stuff that I said is real, but like that is real, and that's just freaking brutal. Well,
yeah.
Great. Spooky month.
Spooky, sad. Thank you, Megan.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
I'm glad we all wore black today for many reasons.
Yes. Just focus on the gorgeous castle. Apparently, it's a grade A type, I guess.
Beef?
Like, oh my God, I go for a steak so bad. But obviously these buildings are incredibly old and takes a lot of money to keep them looking good. So there's like a different grading system for like the quality in terms of its structure and what kind of condition it's in. So this one is a grade A, which means that it's in great condition, has beautiful property, beautiful gardens.
Okay.
And the roses. So
we'll go see the roses.
Yeah. It's on the list. And
we'll pick a bundle of roses.
We'll smell those roses.
And it's like an hour and a half drive from Edinburgh. So we'll see.
Oh, perfect.
Well, we're definitely going to go to Edinburgh. So
100%. I already have the itinerary that I made for my family when we're not going to go, but I want to go. But I made it just in case. And I'll just copy paste, girls. Just add in more graveyards.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for listening. Don't lock your children in the walls. That's not good. And that's bad. And let us know if you've had a fish fillet, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Hey, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for listening today. We loved having you. If you liked the episode, share with your friends, family, or anyone who would enjoy it. Also, take a moment to review our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Leaving us a like or comment really helps. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, please visit our coffee page at www.ko-fi.com/coastfiles. Email us at coastfilespod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at coastfilespod, or visit our website at www.coastfiles.com. You can find the sources for today's episode on our website. See you next week with a new episode.